Hi there, it's Jen from scribblinggrace.com. Let's be honest, mistakes happen. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 ways to fix mistakes that you might have made in your journaling Bible, and I'll use my own mistakes as examples. All right, so this first page, I ended up getting some smears of orange here, and then I also ended up messing up this shadow on this D. So my favorite way to fix little mistakes like this, whether it's a straight line or a straight letter, is to use a white gel pen. I love this Sakura Decoris pen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this is a really great white gel pen, but any gel pen will do. And all I'm going to do is just kind of dab on the white ink over the mess up area here and just kind of fix that circle that I need. You might end up needing to let this dry and then go over it again, or maybe even a couple of times, but eventually you'll notice that it does hide that that little smudge there. Now let that one dry and I'll go down here. So it's still a little bit noticeable, but if you're taking a picture of it or just looking at from far away, you won't notice. And I think it still looks a little bit better than it did before. So that's my first tip. I might end up going back over that in a second, but for now I'm going to move on. All right, so the second mistake here that I made on this page was I forgot the X in anxious. I commonly have spelling errors in my journaling, my Bible journaling all the time. I'm a terrible speller. So this is something I have learned to deal with. I'm going to use washi tape to cover this up. So washi tape is basically like a decorative masking tape. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off a piece and just lay that over. You can still see through it, but I might end up adding 2 layers of this green washi. Cover that up a little bit, and then I'll just cut that off. And then I found this washi tape that matches with the flowers that I have on my page. So I'm going to put this over that green just as like a second or a third layer, add a little interest as well. That's just going to go right over that. And now you can hardly see that mess up that I had under there. I'm just going to cut this part off of the page. Now I like to rip my edges, but of course you could cut them. And now, since washi tape is hard to write on directly, I'm going to put stickers on top and spell it right this time. And now to tie in that washi underneath, I'm going to add a washi tag up here on my page. Mark my spot. That way it ties together a little bit. And voila, that was a super easy fix to that mistake. All right, so now for the third mistake that's very common is bleed through. So I made this page back when I first started Bible journaling, and now I want to use this back side that for saying Lord rescued me but I realized I had so much bleed through. So this gets a little more complicated, and I'm going to use acrylics. I find that using acrylics does help to cover this a lot more than any other medium. So I'm going to just do acrylics all around my words here. I'll add a little swipes of paintbrush, just different colors, and then I'll write out my Lord rescued me, and we'll see how this turns out. First off, I am going to prep this side of my page with gesso, because I don't want to end up, messing up this original page. So I am going to put a piece of paper underneath my page here first. You always want to do that when working with paints. If you don't know how to prep your page with gesso, I have a video on this as well as a blog post, and I'll put the links to that in the description below. Alright, so I just made an entire page using that acrylic, and on the back side my original page is still exactly how I wanted it to stay. So yeah, acrylic is my favorite thing. Just remember to prep your page with gesso beforehand, and then I'll just use acrylic all around that part, and of course you cannot see any of that bleed through that I was trying to cover up. Isn't that just so great? Alright, so I'll go back over all three of these things really quick. So this one had that bleed through on it, and I just covered that up with acrylic paints. I just mixed some white with whatever colors I decided to use and kept it pretty simple, just a few little swipes around, some dots and some crosses, and my lettering. Of course, you could just use stickers or whatever. And then my page here, I had spelled anxious wrong without the S, so I just went through, added some washi tape and some stickers over it, and that was a super easy and quick fix to that. And then I had this page here where I had some smudging on the orange and a mess up down here in the shadowing of the D, and it looks a lot better. So if you make a mistake on your Bible, don't freak out, don't worry about it, just do your best to cover it up. And remember that even if you can't figure out how to cover it up very well, even if it still shows through, that you can still be very proud of that page, and that it's not about creating the most beautiful thing, it's just about spending time with the Lord and praising Him, glorifying Him through your own art. And mess ups are okay. Everyone messes up, it's totally fine, just don't stress about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I also have a blog post that goes over these pages as well, and these 3 tips, and I'll put that link in the description below. So please go and check that out. I'd love any feedback. Reach out to me in the comments below, or find me on Instagram or Facebook, which I'll also put down in the description. All right, have a great day, guys. God bless.